Testing microphone. Hi, everyone. So I see the live and can hear myself. Okay. If you're live with us, can you just comment and share with your circle? Let them know we're live. We're going to kick in right away. Hi, Indali.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening, Dali. So in case
Hi.
everybody doesn't know, Coach Ndali is going to be Coach Ndali is going to be uh coach for tomorrow. So prepare to have a fun packed.
Yes, please. So let's prompt people. I think we should send DMs to the people in the Change Catalyst group and
Oh yeah, I
encourage
already
them to
did
join in
this.
on Zoom because it's just you, me, and um Coach Michael that are here right now. Excuse
Let me send another reminder. I think I did that already. Hi, Coach Michael. So Coach Michael is going to be our coach on Friday.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Sending a reminder to our Change Catalyst WhatsApp group. Hi, Mide.
Should we also send, to individual group, like
Yeah.
the Zoom link, then tag everybody on the group? But most people might not be online. For example, maybe in this project team, we can send the Zoom link here and tag everybody. I don't know if that's okay. Do that on my group. Because for people to join in, they might get the group link late.
Yeah, of
Hello.
course. If Hi, Mimi. If you have, yeah, please, yeah, sure. Are you saying your own groups, other groups? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, if you can send the
Oh,
the Zoom
the
link
link.
out of
Okay.
your hand so that at least more people from other places can join in. Maybe as time on, people join the group. We can now, send the link to the group. I don't know if you get my point.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I'm going to just copy the link and share in the chat to you. That's what you need, right?
Is it? You need the group link?
No, the meeting link, the invite link.
Yes. Okay, okay. You mean, oh, sorry. You mean the Zoom link
The Zoom link,
that
yeah.
you're referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. The one you drop on the group, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to copy it and send it to other of my community so they can just join
Okay.
directly to
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Zoom call.
Welcome, Leslie. Welcome, Eric.
All right, great. So I've done that.
Perfect. Thank you. Please, everybody, feel free to do the same as well. Uh, awesome. Thank you. Do you see my screen? Just checking that you see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah, you're seeing the governance slides, right?
Yes.
I can. Okay. Okay. We're going to wait 4 more minutes and then we're going to start. And hopefully those who join us can join along. This will be automatically recorded and will be live. We're live on YouTube as well. And those who follow our page will be notified that this is live, or those who are subscribed to our page.
You are muted. You are muted, though.
Sorry, I was speaking on mute. Okay. Hi, Divine. Feel free to show your face, everybody, if you want to. I know I gave 2 minute time check. Now it's 1 more minute just before we start. So sorry about that. Okay. Am I still muted? Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. You
Perfect.
can go on.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thanks, Michael. You've been great in this. So we're going to start. And being a Jesus girl, I'm going to say we start this in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. This is our first edition of the Change Catalyst virtual AI webinar. It's going to be holding every month. And for today, we're going to be talking about governance for AI, artificial intelligence. So now, bear in mind that this is something that could be implemented for more than just artificial intelligence, is technology in as a whole. Now, when I say governance, I know that if you're a professional or a small business, you're probably thinking about the fact that you don't, you're not you don't have a huge body of data, so you might not need this. But I'm just going to say that this is more than just frameworks. This is more than just any of those things you've heard that governance is. It's going to ensure that you as a business, your use of the technology, your maximizing technology, it goes beyond. It ceases to affect you from as a whole. So you can use this framework to manage a household, you can use it as a professional, and you can use it as a business. Now, for our training today, I just want to assure you, we're not going to be talking about any of these things on the screen. Most governance trainings are talking about all of these things. We're not talking about that. I'm not going to speak any big grammar for you. I'm not going to, confuse you further. What I intend to do is really within now and the next 30 minutes now is to help you gain clarity and control of your business, is to help you decide how you use leverage data. When I say data, I'm not talking about just numbers. I'm talking about all information concerning your business, concerning your life, concerning your profession, concerning your household, your finances, information concerning your children, everything that's related to you as a person. You want to be able to streamline them. We're going to simplify how you leverage them. We're going to help you build a system and visualize your business, your life, your finances as a system without leveraging or needing any big budgets for governance or implementation or anything like that. Now, what do we mean by governance? Just to break it down, is really determining how you go about taking your data, determining exactly what you want the kinds of information you want, who is the person making these decisions, who owns it. If there's a gap in anything, who do you go to? Where do you consult? What application, what tools, what systems do you consult? You have this documented in a particular place. You have these things already outlined. You have your day one, you have your playbook already outlined in terms of what the next course of action is. And if something goes wrong, if something isn't clear, who owns it? Now, I'm going to start up by saying that some of these things, outlining these things, is not necessarily something that is not a difficult thing, because if you're not already doing some of these things, you're going to be thinking about how difficult it's going to be to bring these things or how to outline them, because I know I first panicked when I had to start streamlining a lot of my data points as a business, as a mom running a home, for my profession. Feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions during this point. I want to make this as interactive as possible. Now, I'm okay to, go back or, quickly go through the slide to show you something if I need to, because I want this to be as engaging as possible. Now, how do you know that you're the one I'm talking to in terms of doing this? you have information about your finances or your business, you don't know where it is. You are one of those people that think, oh, when I registered my company, I don't know where the certificate is. I don't have a digital view of my business. Or if you go to register something, they ask you, okay, please, can you show us this certificate? Can you show us this proof? You're like, oh, it was in my house when I first moved. That's a data leak. You're running a business. You don't know, you don't have a track of things like how your passwords, you don't have any of those things. If someone comes like an audit, like what's going on in Nigeria now, they are saying this is your tax for this amount of for this time, this is how much you're going to pay. You can't bring any trend or record of your data points of your financial system to say this is how much you spent at this particular time. We have receipts, we have invoices. You don't have any of those things. You're one of those people. This is definitely for you. Now, how do you want to how are you going to fix this? How are you going to fix this? You start by identifying who or what is responsible for all of these things. I mean, for a small business, you might be the one responsible, understandable, but you have to trust some of this information to specific applications, tools, files, storage systems, databases all on your laptop that are built to help you manage them. Even if it's a file or a folder that you have in your laptop or in the cloud, which I'll take this opportunity to say everybody that's not on the cloud, there are multiple cloud platforms that are available for you as a small business that is completely free or easy and affordable for you to begin to leverage today. Now, you want to store this information, like this is the link, this is the password to those cloud systems. That's how you begin to own those things. How do you know that this is something that you're missing in doing? So you already have the cloud, you already have a cloud platform, you have a cloud account, whether you're Apple, even on your phone, you have those things. But how do you know that this message is for you? How do you know that you are in danger of having a governance, or you are in danger in terms of certain risk factors? You're spending money on cloud platforms that you don't even know, you haven't identified. You can't say these are the list of applications or tools or systems or files that I use for storage or that I use to store some of this information. You have them all over the place. You don't have that list. If I ask you to give me an inventory of those things, you don't have any of those things. Now, can you identify okay, so let's say you use Amazon, let's say you use iPhone, let's say you use the Apple Cloud, for instance. Are you aware of other tools that they use within that platform that you can leverage, that what you currently pay today can be available, can be useful for you to be able to save money, for you to be able to have all your information in one place, so that if, say, for instance, you're on your phone and you need to quickly access something, you can save those things like financials in a file, you can save pictures in a file, you can save documents in a file. Then, for instance, somebody comes and you get a deduction in your account, you get something that a notification that, okay, you need to pay for something. How do you know that? How can you justify within yourself as a business owner or as an information officer? Because as a small business, you are the CEO, you're the accountant, you're all of those things. Let's say you even have people responsible for those things. How much are they owning those roles in terms of those information? Everybody's an information officer for the roles in which they occupy. Also, if you're someone that is if you're someone that is responsible for if you're someone that is responsible for all of these things, You want to remove the decision making from yourself. You want to make sure that you're not the one that is responsible for making every decision. You want to automate some of these decisions as much as possible, or else everything is going to depend on you. You don't want to be the one that is forgetting things. So you want to automate reminders. You want to automate things like making sure that you're making notes to yourself. That's how you automate things. Making quick actions, making sure that you're able to make decisions quickly by automating. So how are you going to, some of these things are what Change Catalyst is going to be addressing, how you automate, how you take each and every one of these tasks and make them get the skills to be able to quickly implement on, what we'll call Monday morning. Now, one of the things that will also help you to know that you are definitely the one that we're talking about is that you have this information. You know that you have this information, but for instance, you bought something for your business, and then you had to make an exchange, or you returned it and bought something else. Do you have a track of that? And that happened like 2 years ago. You want to be able to have, when you have information or reports that look like they are confusing, you want to be able to gather them. You want to be able to say, okay, I can track in 2021. This was what we did. This was why we exchanged it. This was why we got a refund. This was why we changed. This was why we changed something. Because remember that we talked about audit trail. If there's things like, if you have a compliance issue, or there's need for you to, when the owners of your money comes, I'm talking about the tax people, when they come, how are you going to show evidence that you shouldn't be taxed on certain things? Now, we're talking about governance. Remember, you want to have your information in a dashboard. You want to have a high level fact sheet view of everything that has to do with your information. Because if you don't, you're going to make quick decisions. You're going to make decisions that will end up impacting your business in a negative way, because sometimes you might be pressed for time and you're going to quickly make a decision simply because you have to make a decision. But if you have all that information in front of you, you're going to be able to make good decisions. You're going to prevent things like compliance gaps. When I say compliance, it might look like it's mostly big organizations that are impacted by this, but it's not necessarily that. When I say compliance, I'm talking about things like when you have to, I want to believe you conduct audits. I conduct audits of my finances during tax return. In Canada, we do what is called tax return for businesses on the anniversary of your registration. For me, it's in October. So before October, before the CRA comes in, as early as July to September, I'm already gathering my information. I want to make sure that I have a track. I want to make sure that I see our spending patterns. I want to see that I know who to go to. So a lot of these platforms, you can easily extract information in CSV or in Excel, and I'm able to analyze trends and patterns and see things like spending and see things like losses. I'm not an accountant, but these things help you to do those things. See, so what we're talking about is, if you don't have these governance things on point, on up to par, your ability to leverage AI will be very, very limited. You can't leverage AI. So I'll give you an example. If I'm a business owner, I have a proposal to make. I have a business idea and I'm going to make a business plan. I can easily leverage all these information to quickly make a very straight to the point business plan, because I have all this information. I'm able to upload all this information. I'm able to make a visual board of all of these things. in my business plan. You're not, sorry, I saw a chat. I just want to be sure that, okay, sorry. Thank you, Michael. I'm just seeing a chat. So, moving on, I moving on to things like, so moving on to, and my next point, which is when you have situations where you you're making a lot of money, you don't know who, you don't know how you're making the losses, but you don't know where your money is going. Somebody comes to you and says things like, oh, in 2021, you said you're going to refund me, or you promised to refund me, or you promised to pay, things like vendor management, things like customer management, information management. You want to be able to have some of these information at your finger points. Remember, we're talking about if you're the one that any of these things are. I'm calling out those of you that any of these things sound familiar. You are the one that we're talking about. You're the one that needs this training. Now, if some of these things can cause issues, like somebody calling you out on social media because you don't have information at your fingertips, as your finger points, you know for a fact that some of these things are true, but you don't have any point of reference, you don't have any proof. You're having tracks of people coming back to challenge you on things, but you can't go back, you don't have any evidence. See, using artificial intelligence or leveraging artificial intelligence is really based on the information you have. You don't want to you don't want to have to manufacture information that isn't true because you want to leverage artificial intelligence. So we're preparing you because you have to go precept upon precept. You have to build your organization or your system. You have to build systems that ensure that you're prepared to fully maximize the way that you leverage artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is not here to threaten the way that you do your work or threaten your role in your work, in your organization. Is really here to help you to maximize the ways in which you deliver, to quicken your point A to point B, end to end. You're starting a project, you have all the information and data points that you need available. Some of these risks that I'm pointing out to you are the risk at the end of the day if you go to leverage artificial intelligence and end up providing information or saying things about your organization, showcasing things about your organization that aren't true. Some people in your organization, do you have an email? Do you have email for your organization? Or you're using your personal email? You want to make sure that all of these things are in one place. You're able to scan. Give you an example of things I use artificial intelligence for. I ask it to scan my email, my Outlook, based on meeting minutes, and provide a document, a compilation of things, provide a tabular representation of an ideation process for me, so that I'm able to, instead of reading through all the meeting minutes, reading through all my invoices, it's able to quickly scan everything and provide a succinct view for me to make an executive pitch. For instance, I don't have to spend 2 hours, I don't have to spend 2 days preparing a pitch. All I have to do is ask it to start for me, and then I'm able to implement, use my own experience to build and beef up my presentation. So those are the goals for some of these things I'm calling out. We want to be sure that we are ready for that. Now, what are the things how do we know that governance is working? Because as we're doing this every month, as we are building our skills, we want to be sure that as Coach Ndali, as Coach Michael, all the information. We want to go back, that we want to start leveraging artificial intelligence. So streamline some of this information that already exists but are scattered all over the place. Streamline them, put them in one place. We're able to make quick decisions. We're able to make quick decisions. And we have our information about our organization, about our finances at the tips of our fingers. We have some of this information at the tips of our fingers. Now, it means that our decision making will be very quick. We don't need to wait for someone to bring our certificates from Umuahia because we don't have the physical copy. We don't need an account, someone to send a bank statement from somewhere. We have all these things in one place. It's downloaded from our bank app. Some of these things are photocopied. It is accessible by artificial intelligence to start to read, because bear in mind, some of these documents don't come like that. Then we want to make sure that we know the applications that we are using. For instance, if I ask you now, what cloud platform does your business use? What cloud platform do you use as a person to gather your information? Can you tell me off the top of your mind? Think about it on top of your mind right now. Can you tell me? I can tell you that most of my information is contained in cloud. I use Apple Cloud. I don't in Apple. I don't use Amazon very much. Some people use Azure. Some people use other platforms. There are so many other platforms. Some of mine is in Google. Some of mine is in Apple. I share between the two, but I'm very specific about what I put in each. Things about career are in Google. Things about my business and Apple. Now, we want to be sure that we know exactly what they are and they are set in stone. We do not compromise on those things. Good. Another thing we want to say is, so if I want to think about, if we drill down and we say things like finances, where am I? Like I just specified where specific things are. I know that my personal finances are in a particular place or in a particular platform. When it comes to things like, so let's say you're a small business or you have people in your organization responsible for those things. Who are the people responsible? Do they know they are responsible? Do they know that they are the ones that are responsible for those things? Let's have those things streamlined, identified, and that those people understand that they are responsible for those things and that they're able to own it. Why? Because if something goes wrong, we're able to go to them and say, this is what I need you to do. If something is wrong, if for instance, I need things about my business, I'm going straight to my Apple Cloud, and I know that my that's where my information about my business is. I have those files, those folders about things containing my finances, things containing my tax returns. Those things are there. Those files I named because I'm a small business. Now, you are able now, what does this do for you as a founder, as a person that's running all these things, in parallel? You are more free to make decisions. You're able to think strategically because you can easily ask artificial intelligence to leverage on these things, create a dashboard. This is where those things are. What does this say about you? It tells you what your patterns are. It tells you can ask it all sorts of information about yourself. You're able to make projections. So if you're saying that this is how much you've been making and this is how the money is coming in and these are the best sources of income, you're able to strategically position yourself for those things, pursue those things. Like Coach Ndali and I were talking yesterday, and we're doing some retrospective for her Project STEM, and we identified some core business areas that she needed to focus on as a founder. This is something, a project she's been running for some time, and we've seen the patterns, we've identified the patterns, and we were able to identify that these are the areas as a founder she needs to focus on, and these are the things that she can delegate because she has volunteers. She can have volunteers because she has seen that volunteers can take over some of these things. I hope I'm inspiring people because artificial intelligence is something that works best when you're filled with information and experience, it needs your experience to actually provide you an output that is intelligent and smart and usable. Now, lastly, one of the things, measurable ways to know that governance is working for you is that you're no longer caught by surprise by anything. You're able to budget better. You're not going to receive notification, deduction for pre-authorized payments for something, because you're getting those automated notifications either from your bank app or from your cloud applications, or any of those applications. You have meetings, notifications telling you that these are things. When there's a data leak, when there's a data issue, you're able to, it doesn't even get to issue. It doesn't get to issue. When there's a data risk or a governance risk or a compliance risk, it notifies you. It flags something because you built a dashboard where you can easily see something. It flags you at the right time and all those things. So I hope that this is making everybody excited about what artificial intelligence can do for you, not just at the business level, but from even a fundamental thing and basic role as being a mom or a working mom or a housekeeper or just as a career person, even where you work. Now, I'm just going to end this by saying that this is a measurable. I've taken my time to show how you can measure that governance is working for you, because I want you to see that. I want you to be able to measure your progress if you're truly implementing some of the things you're going to be learning here and implementing some of the ideas in which we have, shown. It's some of these things are not just, it's not just about tasks. It's not just about deliverables. It's not just about staying at your desk morning to night. It's about ensuring that your returns, your numbers are speaking volumes in terms of the implementing the things that you've learned and that you're improving and that you can go to the bank smiling. And I will hand over to everyone to just hear what if we have any questions. I'd like to hear questions. I'd like to hear what you'll think. We have about 12 minutes to just round up and hear everybody's opinion. I just want to hear if I've inspired people. I want to hear your thoughts. What are the ways in which you're doing some of these things? I'm opening the floor now. Let's do a round table. Feel free to just pop in. You don't have to raise your hands.
Hello.
Hi, Divine.
Hello.
Hi, Divine.
Hello. I'm with you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for this great opportunity. Now, let me quickly go to my question. My question is that, how can we implement this, what you are saying, on our business?
That's a very good question. So I just want to I'd ask you first of all, what kind of business do you do?
Okay. I'm an IT consultant.
Good. So I'm going to go to the most simple thing I can think of. You're an IT consultant.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am?
have a business email?
Not yet. I'm using my private phone. But
Do you
I
have
will
other
do that.
people working? Do you have other people working for you or with you?
As you said in what you said now, I'm the CEO, I'm the accountant, I'm on and all.
Understandable. That's me too. I just good. Okay, so you want to move. So it's either you move your and so we're going to focus on communications right now because this also would also help you in the way you leverage artificial intelligence in coming up with a pitch, for instance. Because I believe you in collaborating with people, you've sent them pitch, you've sent them ideas and things like that. You want to move all of your communications that have to do with your business into a particular folder in your Gmail or your Outlook. Move it into a particular folder so that
Okay.
if you're using Gmail or Yahoo Mail or any of these things, most of them have artificial intelligence. So that if you want to leverage the artificial intelligence to say things like, can you scan my email or scan this particular folder to come up with a single document that shows me the next steps or an executive um dashboard view of where I can take my business to based on on communication I've been having in the past. What areas do you think I'm not doing well? Just tell me. These are prompts you can put in your artificial intelligence. It makes it easy. But if you don't do this, it's going to be confused because everything in your email is going to be talking about all sorts of things. Does that give you an idea?
Okay. I'm with you, ma. Yes, ma. I'm getting you, ma. Hello, I'm with you, ma. Hello?
Can you hear
Hello,
me?
ma.
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you, ma. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you, ma. I can
So
hear
you
you,
heard
ma.
what I said?
Yes, ma.
Okay, good. So does that help?
Yes, it helped. But as
Okay.
you said it now,
Mm.
what is the process? I like,
That's
one thing concerning my own life is that I don't like to waste time on something. I like to make action. Action is very important in life. And I need to leave something. I need to leave one meeting to attend this Zoom because when I saw something catalyst, I'm a science student. I know the meaning. That one moved me a lot that I need to attend this for me to leverage on this to get something. And in your presentation, I've learned a lot what you said. But me, I like to take action immediately to work on that thing, to make it effect. Are you getting me? That is what I want. How can we leverage on that? No time to check time.
so you're going in what I just explained. For instance, you have an email. In your email, create a folder.
Okay.
Mm. So these are hands-on skills that we are going to. So this is a 3-day webinar that will be holding monthly. What I'm saying, what I've given you is a high-level view of raising your awareness of what you need to do.
Okay.
Subsequently, we are going to be going in more in depth into some of these things you need to do. However, because we also might need a little bit of hands-on training, I can direct you to to schedule time with me so that I can put you through on some of these hands-on things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
It's
this
okay.
is a very practical thing. I need to share my screen and show you because it's actually maybe
Okay.
like a 3 or 4 step process.
Just let me know your schedule. Let me plan towards my own too. You can move on from there, man.
Okay, awesome. Where did you join us from?
I joined from Nigeria, Lagos State.
Okay. Where did you get the just send me your email. Private chat me, send me your email and I'll
Okay. I will send it to you on your WhatsApp. I will send it to your WhatsApp.
perfect. Okay, that's
Is
fine.
that your number on the distance, your WhatsApp?
Yes.
Okay. I will send it to you on WhatsApp now. You will see it on
Okay.
WhatsApp.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
Does anybody else have other? Do we have other questions for us? Okay. Feel free to send me any questions. But also I'd like to ask that we can share this link. It's also live on YouTube. Share this link across all the platforms for people to join. Tomorrow, same time tomorrow, Coach Ndali will be taking us through. And then Coach Michael will be taking us through on Friday, same time, exactly same time. 1 hour tops. We are very time conscious here. With that being said, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us. I really celebrate your joining us and your time. This means a lot, and I'd like to say good night here.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
So did you see this thing now?
Yes, I see your email.
Okay. Okay. You can send it to my mail. Move from there.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
madam.
All
Thank you for
right.
your time. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.
Really interesting. Bye, ma. See tomorrow by this time, 6
Tomorrow.
p.m. Okay.
Yes,
Bye,
I
ma.
saw it. So I'm going to send you a link to schedule a call with me.
Okay. Okay, ma. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.